So I just got Titan's Return Preceptor, and honestly, I am in love with this toy. I can't believe I waited so long to have him. There is a Studio Series version of Preceptor coming out, and honestly, I just looking at this and how much it can do, I feel like it just blows that other one out of the water, and I don't really need that particular version for my collection. So right off the bat, I just wanted to tell you guys, because you may have noticed that this Preceptor looks a little different than either your basic Perceptor or the Takara version, because this is a basic Perceptor just with a few modifications. Let me address what those modifications are real quick. So on his forehead, the forehead crest, I did add a yellow sticker just so he'd be a little more cartoon accurate. I am a little bit iffy about adding blue eyes. I did think about it, but I'm not too confident that I'll get in there without you know, messing up other parts that are not his eyes. And you'll notice that inside you don't see that weird silver gap. That's because I painted this panel over with red so that, you know, only the inside of it, hold on, let me pull this up real quick, so that only the inside is silver. Why? Because I wanted to keep that solid red look inside the chest piece. And then I did move the Autobot symbol from the chest to from the stomach to the chest, because it was a little weird for me to have it on the chest, on the stomach rather. So I paint this all over silver and then put an Autobot logo on there. But essentially it's the same Titan's Return figure, not even the Takara version, because the Takara version I believe has red arms, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so this is essentially a sequel to what I did before, which was Shockwave Does So Many Things, because I discovered that Perceptor does so many things as well. So I'm gonna transform Perceptor into his basic modes. I say modes because other than the basic mode that you are told to transform him into, there's a secret hidden mode that was obviously engineered for him, and then I'll do a couple more. So I'm gonna take out his gun right here, take out the head. So the head is always not gonna be part of the transformation. Other people hate the Titan Master gimmick. I do not. I am perfectly okay with it. So I'm gonna pull out these this black part, pull in his hands, bring down his arms, and then for pretty much anything I'm gonna be doing later, this whole assembly is gonna look like that. And then now we come over to his legs. So we're gonna do the microscope first. So for us to do the microscope, you're gonna want this section to be outside. So I'm gonna flip the insides of his, what were, you know, kind of heels. Just flip them outward. And then put the toes in. And then you're going to want to just angle them this way. Now this peg is gonna go on that hole. Might want to angle that nicely. None of this really just tabs together in the strictest sense of the word. Everything's just held together by friction. So yeah, just be careful. That's the only thing I guess that the Studio Series can improve on, but otherwise everything is pretty much the same. Engineering wise, form wise, I don't see any difference. So I don't have a mighty need or anything for the Studio Series version. And there you go for the microscope mode. Okay, so now that you have the microscope mode, that's the basic mode, that's the one that comes in the instructions. You can reverse the legs. If you do that, you can go for tank mode instead. So for tank mode, pretty much do the same thing. They're still pegs there that will hold the legs into position. So there you go. Then bring this out. There's several ways to do this. You can bring this all the way out. I just like to position it this way. And then this part, as you can see, there's just a little bit of a resting section. This part here, you're just gonna rest it here. Sorry, I just noticed that I went off cam there for a bit. And then flip out this part. This is the only time that you'll ever use that flip out panel. And now you have tank mode. And for tank mode, usually people have him in his Titan Master form, just kind of sitting, sniping. There you go. So there you have him in tank mode. I mean, I like it, but there are other modes that you can do. Okay, sorry about that. So, another thing you can do is to just bring everything together. Kind of looks like a little boombox, but it's not. And then just have the blaster angled out like that, so it looks a little bit like a battleship of sorts, if you're inclined to do that. But one of the other things that I like to transform him as is into crawler mode. So angle the legs like this, bring out the chest piece, and then remove the arms and just have them outward like that. And there you have it in crawler mode. Okay, so that's it. It can do quite a few things, to be honest. I like this figure because, yeah, you can argue that technically almost any toy can have a crawler mode. Any Transformers toy can have a crawler mode because of the fact that, you know, humanoid figures will have arms and feet, and you can just, you know, do anything, do a crawler pose with any of them. Sure, but the fact that he's kind of, in my book, Shockwave's opposite number, a little bit. In my book, like I said, not everybody considers him that way. It's nice to have him kind of have a crawler mode as well, and other multiple modes. You can do other stuff with him too, but just be careful of this section because, you know, I feel like one day that might break if I'm not careful. I also like that if I'm not comfortable with this particular setup on a given day, the way he looks. Hold on, let me just, there you go. Bring up the hands. If I find that the head is being restricted because of this black section over here, I can always flip it back out and then put this peg onto the hole here, and there you go. It's a much freer looking bot mode. In fact, this is how I usually have it. So anyway, that's Preceptor for you. I definitely enjoyed this figure. I like how, you know, many alternate modes you can have him in. And yeah, if you have any other ideas, just share them in the comments below, and I'll see if I can pull them off as well. Till next time, this has been X for X's Toy Universe.